Welcome back, America, to the roads where nightmares drive shotgun. Tonight, we're peeling back the veil on 5 more haunted highways, forgotten stretches where the dead don't rest, and every mile marker hides a story that'll make your skin crawl. From gold rush ghosts to demonic bridges, these are the paths you'll wish you never took. But before we hit the gas, do us a solid. Hit that subscribe button, smash the like, drop a comment with your creepiest road story, and share this video with your fellow thrill seekers. Ready? Let's roll into the shadows. Have you ever cruised down a dark stretch of highway, headlights cutting through the mist, and felt that chill crawl up your spine? Like you're not alone? America is full of them. Those haunted roads where the line between the living and the lost blurs under the moon. Tonight, we're diving deeper into the shadows, beyond the ones you've heard before. Buckle up, because these lesser-known haunts will make you think twice about your next late-night drive. Let's start in the wild heart of New Jersey, where Clinton Road twists like a serpent through the dense woods of West Milford. This 10-mile ribbon of asphalt has earned its crown as one of the most haunted stretches in the nation, whispered about by locals who swear it's cursed. Picture this: you're rolling along after midnight, tires humming on the cracked pavement, when suddenly phantom headlights flare in your rear view, gone when you glance back. Or toss a coin into the nearby creek at Dead Man's Curve and watch it boomerang right back at you, courtesy of the Ghost Boy, a spectral kid said to have drowned there decades ago, forever returning what isn't his. C-44 E1FAO. But that's just the appetizer. Deeper in, the ruins of Cross Castle loom like a forgotten nightmare, once a den for outlaws and worse. Satanic rites, they say, or KKK gatherings that left blood on the stones. Drivers report screams echoing from the trees, shadows darting across the road, and a sense of being watched by eyes that aren't human. If you're brave enough to stop at the dead end by the reservoir, don't linger. Legend has it the water hides drowned souls who drag the unwary under. Clinton Road isn't just haunted, it's alive with malice, daring you to test its secrets. Now shift gears and head south to Texas, where the air hangs heavy with frontier ghosts. Take FM 117, a lonely blacktop slicing through the rugged hill country near Wimberley. Known as the Devil's Backbone, this road earned its name from the twisted oaks that arch overhead like the vertebrae of some ancient beast. C2FE20 drive it at dusk, and you might spot a wolf spirit prowling the shoulders, a shapeshifter from Comanche lore, born of old Indian wars that soaked the soil red. But the real terror? A ghostly mother wanders here, cradling a swaddled infant, her wails piercing the night as she searches for a husband lost to battle. Some say she's joined by headless horsemen, victims of a long-ago train derailment, their lanterns bobbing like will-o'-the-wisps to lure you off course. The locals at Devil's Backbone Tavern swap stories over beers, cars stalling without reason, engines coughing like they're choking on ectoplasm. This isn't your polished ghost tour. It's raw, untamed, and it clings to you like the hill country dust. From Texas thunder, we veer east to Ohio's forgotten bends. Dead Man's Curve on Route 44 in Akron isn't just a name, it's a graveyard etched in tar. Back in the 1800s, this hairpin turn at the hill's crest was a slaughterhouse for carriages, horses, and riders, tumbling down the embankment in a symphony of splintered wood and screams. Fast forward to 1968, a fiery crash claims 5 teens, leaving 1 survivor amid the wreckage. Since then, over 70 souls have met their end here, and their echoes linger. Imagine navigating the curve under a harvest moon, only to see a faceless hitchhiker materialize in the fog between 1:20 and 1:40 a.m., right in your path. You swerve, heart slamming, but he phases through like smoke, then chases your taillights, pounding on the trunk with invisible fists. Paranormal hunters flock here, EVP recorders hissing with whispers of the departed. Drive it if you dare, but keep your eyes on the mirrors. Something's always riding shotgun. Swing north to the Windy City for a classic that still sends chills. Hills, Archer Avenue in Chicago, the vein between St. James Sag Church and Resurrection Cemetery. 3E9509. This isn't some podunk path. It's urban dread, flanked by tombstones and tangled oaks. But the star is Resurrection Mary, the vanishing hitchhiker who's thumbed rides since the 1930s. She's a vision in white satin, golden hair glowing under your beams, begging for a lift to the cemetery gates. Chatty at first, cool as lake wind, until you reach the iron fence. Poof, she evaporates from the passenger seat, leaving behind the faint scent of jasmine and regret. They say she died in a fiery crash on this very road, her spirit forever barred from rest. Others report the gray baby at Sacred Heart, a spectral infant clawing at windows, or phantom ice cream trucks vanishing into thin air. Archer's haunts aren't subtle. They're personal, pulling you into their unfinished stories. Out west, where the plains meet the sky, Oklahoma's Devil's Promenade beckons with a lure that's equal parts beautiful and bewitched. This rural gravel lane near Joplin dances with the Hornet spook light, a glowing orb that bobs and weaves like a drunk firefly, drawing cars from Missouri into its trance. EA82D4. First spotted over a century ago, it zips along the horizon, sometimes splitting into multiples, always just out of reach. Chasing it, bad idea. Legend ties it to a Quapaw miner's lantern, swinging eternally for his lost love in the nearby mines. Or maybe it's the eyes of a jilted bride, burned alive by her groom. Whatever it is, it messes with your head. Compasses spin wild, radios crackle with static voices. Park at the tri-state marker and wait. The light will find you, teasing, tempting, until doubt creeps in. Is it swamp gas, will-o'-the-wisp, or something hungrier? The promenade doesn't reveal its truths easily. And for our final haunt, let's drop into California's shadowed canyons. Stagecoach Road in Ojai Valley isn't wide or welcoming. It's a narrow scar through oak groves, once a bandit ambush point where outlaws waylaid gold coaches under starless skies. 0B2AB1. Now it's a tunnel of terror, branches clawing at your roof like skeletal fingers. The prime phantom, a lady in flowing white, gliding across the lane without a sound, stepping right into your grill before dissolving into mist. She's one of many. Murdered stage passengers, their groans blending with the wind, or spectral horses thundering past in a phantom stampede. Wet weather turns it to mud, trapping tires as if the road itself hungers. Explorers with night vision cams catch orbs, and EVPs pleading for release. Ojai's magic draws artists by day, but by night, Stagecoach reclaims its dark legacy. As the credits roll on our spectral road trip, remember, these roads aren't just pavement, they're portals, etched with America's restless past. Whether you're a skeptic with a full tank or a believer gripping the wheel white-knuckled, one thing's clear: the ghosts are out there, waiting for company. So next time the GPS suggests a detour, ask yourself, do you dare? Sweet dreams, America. Drive safe or don't. We're back, America, diving deeper into the haunted highways that pulse with the restless dead. You thought we were done? Oh no, these roads have more stories, more chills, more reasons to keep your high beams on and your doors locked. From forgotten backwoods to cursed interstates, let's hit the gas and explore 5 more of the USA's most haunted stretches, where the past refuses to stay buried. First, we're rolling into the swamps of Louisiana, where Manchac Swamp Bridge on Pass Manchac Road feels like a tightrope over hell itself. This narrow causeway slices through gator-infested waters near Ponchatoula, shrouded in cypress trees dripping with Spanish moss like ghostly veils. Locals call it the Bloody Bridge for a reason. A train derailment in the early 1900s sent dozens to a watery grave, their screams still echoing in the fog. But the real legend is Julie Brown, the voodoo priestess who lived out here singing curses as she rode the bayou. When she died in 1915, her funeral turned into a hurricane, sinking homes and souls alike. Now drivers swear they see her silhouette in a tattered dress, standing on the bridge's edge, her voice chanting in the wind. Cars stall mid-crossing, electronics flicker, and some claim Julie's cold fingers brush their necks from the back seat. The swamp doesn't just haunt, it hungers, and Julie's still casting her spells. Head north now to Minnesota's Highway 61, 61, running along Lake Superior's icy shore from Duluth to Canada. This isn't your scenic coastal drive. It's a gauntlet of grief nicknamed the Highway of Tears by those who know its secrets. Back in the 70s, a string of unsolved vanishings, mostly young women, left this stretch cursed, their faces plastered on faded missing posters. Drivers report ghostly passengers appearing in the rear view, faces pale and eyes hollow, only to vanish when you hit the brakes. One tale chills deeper. A woman in a red coat, thumbing for a ride near Two Harbors. Pick her up and she'll whisper your name before evaporating, leaving frost on the seat. The lake itself seems complicit, its waves carrying distant cries at night. Truckers avoid stopping here after dark. Those who do hear footsteps circling their rigs or see handprints smearing their windshields. Highway 61 doesn't just haunt your drive, it follows you home. Swing west to Nevada's loneliest road, US 50, dubbed the loneliest road in America for its desolate sprint across desert scrub and ghost towns. Between Austin and Ely, this highway feels like the edge of the world, but it's not empty. Something's watching. Miners who died in the 1800s, silver booms, still roam here, their lanterns flickering like mirages in the heat. The creepiest tale? The ghost of Stokes Castle, a stone tower near Austin where a prospector's daughter was locked away, her wails now carried on the wind. Drivers see her shadow pacing the road at dusk, her dress billowing in a breeze that doesn't exist. Others report phantom wagons rattling past, or spectral dogs lunging from the sagebrush, only to dissolve into dust. Your radio might pick up old-timey music, then static, then a voice begging for help, before silence swallows it all. US 50's isolation isn't just geography, it's a trap for the unwary, where the desert keeps its dead close. Now let's creep into Georgia's backroads, where McDonough Road near Conyers holds a darker secret than its sleepy southern charm suggests. Known as Crybaby Bridge, this unassuming span over the Yellow River hides a tragedy that won't stay quiet. Decades ago, a mother fleeing hardship drowned her infant here, and the river's been weeping ever since. Drive across at midnight and you'll hear it. A baby's wail rising from the water, sharp enough to raise goosebumps. Some see a woman in a soaked gown, cradling nothing but air, her eyes locked on yours through the windshield. Park on the bridge, kill the engine, and you might feel tiny hands tapping your car's undercarriage or see muddy footprints appear on your hood. The locals warn, don't honk your horn here. It angers the spirits and your car might not start again. McDonough Road's sorrow clings like humidity, heavy and inescapable. Finally, we land in Oregon, where old Santiam Wagon Road near Sisters cuts through pine forests like a scar from the pioneer days. This dirt track, once a lifeline for settlers, saw wagon trains ambushed by bandits and ravaged by disease. Their ghosts haven't left. At twilight, drivers report phantom oxen plodding alongside, their bells jangling faintly. A woman in a bonnet, face veiled, drifts across the road. Step on the gas, and she'll keep pace, staring through your window with empty sockets. The creepiest part? The wagon master, a tall figure in a duster coat, seen waving a lantern to flag you down. Stop, and he vanishes. Ignore him, and your engine might sputter, tires sinking into ruts that weren't there moments ago. Campers near the road wake to whispers of keep moving, circling their tents. Old Santiam doesn't just haunt, it demands you respect its dead or join them. These roads aren't just paths on a map, they're threads in America's tapestry of loss, vengeance, and unfinished business. From Louisiana's voodoo swamps to Oregon's pioneer ghosts, each mile marker hides a story that could be your last. So next time you're driving solo, radio static crackling, ask yourself, is that shadow in the road just a deer or something waiting for you to stop? Keep your eyes peeled, America, and maybe leave the night drives to the brave. Until next time, stay on the lighted path. We're not done yet, America. The haunted highways keep calling, pulling us further into the fog of forgotten tales and lingering spirits. If you thought the last stretches were spine-tingling, wait until you hear about these 5 more, hidden in the corners of our vast land where history refuses to die quietly. Grab your keys, but maybe leave the lights on as we journey on. Let's kick off in the Garden State again, but this time on Annie's Road in Tottawa, New Jersey, a shadowy stretch of Riverview Drive that hugs the edge edge of Laurel Grove Cemetery like a reluctant embrace. 35 F88. Legend whispers of a young woman, Annie, torn from life in a brutal car crash decades ago. Her prom night ending in tragedy on this very pavement. Drivers swear they spot her ethereal form in a flowing white gown, hitchhiking under the street lamps, her pale face pleading for a ride. Pick her up, she'll vanish mid-sentence, leaving your car chilled to the bone and the faint echo of her laughter. Or is it a sob hanging in the air? Some say she's searching for her lost love, others that she's luring the careless to share her fate. The cemetery gates creak open at night, and if you follow her shadow inside, you might not find your way back. Annie's Road isn't just haunted, it's a siren call, drawing you into eternal regret. Now, veer north to the Badger State's backwoods, where Boy Scout Lane in Stevens Point, Wisconsin, snakes through dense forest like a path to perdition. 8102D0. This dead-end dirt track harbors a gruesome scout troop massacre from the 1950s or 60s, depending on who you ask, where a deranged leader snapped, slaughtering his young charges in their tents. Their boyish ghosts, some bloodied and wide-eyed,